Programming once again.
I can't stop.
Alrighty, give me 1 second. Good afternoon. Appreciate you being with us here in Los Angeles, California for MLS Next Pro Match Day 20. An excellent match just underway here between LAFC 2 and Austin FC 2. Thanks so much for being with us on MLSNextPro.com for this Western Conference clash. I'm Kylan Mills. A big contest here in Southern California between these two sides. Austin FC 2 knocking on the door of first place, 8 points behind Colorado Rapids FC 2. They need 3 points in this matchup this evening in order to really stay tight in that race. As here's a ball played over the top. LA threatening here in the early moments. LA working around a couple of nice combinations. Little flick. That ball skied over though. Some dangerous moments though. Good combination play from LAFC 2. Now this is an LA team that has been playing well as of late. A little bit of a skid last match, and there's that great little cheeky touch. Just a really well played ball. Two different players making runs there inside the box. Good dynamic movement from LA. Just that last touch not quite executed. Corner kick coming now for LA though. Ball sent into the box, near post, headed away. LA back in possession. They're gonna swing it back around their back line. Julian Gaines earning the start at the center back position in this matchup. Big clearance. Ball forward off the feet of Maxime Crepeau. Earning the start here today. He started in LAFC 2's big victory over the Tacoma Defiance right here at home just 2 weeks ago. A massive upset for this LAFC 2 team, as there's no one there to connect with that ball. However, head coach Enrique Duran says that this is a really talented group. It's just a matter of putting it all together. That's exactly what happened in that Tacoma game. In addition to LA getting some help from some first-team players as well. But even with the young players, everyone stepped up, put together a really solid, complete performance. LA in their first season with the second team, so certainly there have been some growing pains. A lot of young players on this roster, a ton of teenagers, majority of teenagers starting week in and week out for LA. So it's a young group that's been learning. They've really been progressing and starting to look good. Some good combination play here though from Austin. Trying to get it back is Noel. Good tackle there from LA. LAFC 2 back in control. Jaime, a big figure in this midfield. Keep an eye on him. Christopher Jaime, a goal and an assist. Playing in his 17th match of the season in this one. He's been a staple piece for this LA team. As there's a challenge up top, and LA comes up with a 50-50 ball out of the air. Whistle blows. Foul is called. It's going to be LA ball. LA getting the free kick here just on the edge of their attacking third. So this is going to be a critical position where they can look to take advantage. They slot it out wide, ball on the ground. Sends it back, chip over the top. It was a great idea, just no one quite able there to connect. good look there from LA. That's a really well-designed play from Coach Duran. They play that ball down the flank, no one marking there on that right side. Then the kicker actually gets the ball back and plays that lofted ball over the top, trying to find a teammate on the back of the 6. Just a little bit too much on it, a little bit too much hype. It was a great idea and a nicely done free kick play there for LA. There's an errant pass from Austin FC2, not quite as sharp as they would like to come out. Surely head coach Brett Utley would like to see his team connect a little bit better. A couple of errant passes here in the early moments of this matchup. LA back in possession amongst their back line. Now, something both coaches said is that they feel like these two teams play a similar style in terms of being possession dominant, but also wanting their players to know how to exploit dangerous spaces, look for the ways to get the ball forward when they break that first line of pressure. Also, both teams looking to utilize their press. They both play in a 4-3-3 typically, or a formation that looks similar to it. They both allow their outside backs to really get forward and involved in the attack. There are just a number of similarities in terms of styles of play. However, outcomes this season very different. Austin FC2 comes into this one 11-4-5, second place in the Western Conference as the whistle blows. That's going to be a foul, or rather ball out of bounds there on the far side, so LA is going to take the throw. There was a little collision, but no foul is called. LAFC2 comes in at the bottom of the table, 3-11-5 on the season. However, they've looked good here in the early moments of this one, but there's a well-timed tackle from Austin. Can they get it out of pressure now? LA comes up with it. Vasquez cuts middle. A couple of short passes. Nice switch, just squeaks through. LA with the ball on the far side of the 18, slotted across. Intercepted though. Austin with the clearance, but LA right there to clean it back up. They look to go again. Good step there from Austin. The resulting challenge leads to a foul called. Austin FC2 earns the kick. That was Alonso Ramirez coming in off of a couple of big performances. Ramirez, as there's some pressure here from the front line. Ramirez scored and had an assist in Austin FC2's last matchup, a 4-0 win over Galaxy 2, the other LA team, as there is a foul called here in the middle of the pitch, and it's going to be a kick coming for Austin. Now there's Valentin Noel, watch the slide tackle from 19 in black, connects with Noel's feet, didn't quite get ball. Foul is called. Noel standing over the kick, looking like he's going to take it short, and that's exactly what he does. Ball goes back to Sheikh Toure, who swings it around. Now Austin FC2 rather, coming off a huge 4-0 victory over Galaxy 2. Micah Burton, a player who's really stepped up as of late for this Austin team. Coach Utley really excited about the progress he's made this season. He scored the first goal in that matchup. Ramirez assisted him on the play, then Ramirez was able to put away a penalty kick. Leo Torres scored his first ever goal, assisted by Valentin Noel. And then to finish it off, Brian Ariano, who is not playing in this matchup today, but he scored the final ball to make that 4-0 scoreline complete. And here's Toure. Goes back. Diagonal ball forward, or rather a very direct ball. But it is collected safely by LAFC2 keeper Maxime Crepeau. Crepeau, just an incredible story. Played in his first match after sitting out for 9 months with an injury 2 weeks ago in that Tacoma Defiance win for LA. Crepeau, an MLS Cup winner who competed with the first team all of 2022 in the MLS Cup title game, suffered a fracture in his leg. Was forced to miss the final moments of the game, missed the penalty shootout that resulted in the victory for LA, and then has been recovering ever since. It was just such an emotional moment to see him get into a game, even a second team game, he said, was just so joyful for him. As Austin looks to connect on the cross, no one there. LA playing it up here on this near side. Austin back with it though. Salvatore Mazzaferro on the ball, leads the league in accurate passes. That's one thing you'll notice about both these teams. Their back line's very comfortable with the ball. They'll look to build out of the back. Austin manages to hold on. There is a hard foul, though. Whistle immediately blows. Burton goes down. He's back up, though. Good news there. Head referee on the call today, Corbin May, blowing the whistle. Now watch as both players are running at it. It's the late contact there. Burton hits the deck pretty hard. Ball played in short. Toure tries to get the cross off. It's blocked. Ball goes out of bounds on the touchline. Austin throws it right back in play. Beaudry plays it all the way back to Anthony Deanda, earning his first start. The header collected there by Crapo. Crapo looking to transition there, but it's headed back by Austin FC2. This portion of the match is brought to you by BMO. Austin FC back in position in their back line. This is a defensive unit, very comfortable with the ball, composed, building out the back, something that Coach Utley wants his team to be able to execute when the game calls for it. They try to get their opponents to shift, find those spaces they want to exploit when they can break lines. But their backs being comfortable on the ball is a big part of that. Direct ball played forward, too much on it, no one there to connect. Once again, Austin just a little bit sloppy in terms of their passes connected in their buildup. A couple little miscues in terms of the direct balls, not really on. Now this is a team that typically wants to build, wants to anticipate, try to get between lines. They want to attack, but also be mindful of their structure when they're attacking. They're not typically a team that plays super direct. Yes, they look for those opportunities when they can't exploit spaces forward, but not a team that's playing a ton of balls over the top. They've played it quite a few here early and not been able to connect on any of those, as that one is run down by Joe Hafferty, one of the leaders of this Austin FC2 team, 25 years old, so a little bit older, has a little bit more of that veteran experience. Came up through the Seattle Sounders Academy as Hafferty there under pressure calmly lays it back. Played 4 seasons at Oregon State, was a 2-time All-Pac-12 first-team selection, drafted 37th overall in the 2021 Super Draft by Inter Miami. Was traded to Seattle. There's a ball forward. Played with the Tacoma Defiance in 2021 and 22 before heading to Austin. Now LAFC 2 back in possession here. Ball out to the flank, and there's some space. LA getting forward. Numbers into the attack. Austin able to smother that one. Now they look to go the other way. Certainly a little arm pull there. Whistle blows as Ramirez was trying to work it out. Yellow card is issued as a result of that contact. Looked like Christopher Jaime received the booking here for LA. Christopher Jaime with the early yellow here. A little arm tug, trying to slow down the transition moment for Austin FC2. Determined to yellow as a result of a tactical foul there.
LAFC2, number 8, Christopher Jaime.
Now Austin back in possession amongst their back line. Ball out wide to Noel. LA wins it back though. Can they transition? Austin just does such a good job of getting numbers behind the ball. Their transition defense, their structure is elite. Just there, LA had so much space, it looked like, in the middle of the field. They won the ball in a favorable position, but Austin just does such a good job of getting back and getting behind the ball. There's a couple of cheeky passes. Cleared away. Once again, the Austin defense coming up big inside the 18. LA pressing, though. That's a great turn. Both teams still battling. Noel comes up with it. LA with a player down in the box. No whistle. Player still down. Some fans in the stands not happy about the no call. Whistle is going to blow as there may be an injury down back in the other 18. Tough play there as they have continued play. Good news is everyone must be okay. after a collision there just to the other 18. LA, though, looking good here in these moments when they're able to get it into their attacking third, as that one goes long over the end line. Goal kick coming for Austin FC2. However, some good moments for LA. They're really good in combination play. That's something that's been on display here through the first 20. LA does such a good job of working in tight spaces, connecting those 1-2 combination passes. And they do an excellent job of just finding the seams to get the ball forward and get it into dangerous areas of the box. Now it's a matter of finding that opening to get a shot off, making that final pass that's going to create that goal-scoring opportunity. They're knocking on the door. They've got it into some dangerous spaces inside the 18, just haven't quite been able to get that shot. But it's been a strong look so far early in this one for LA against one of the best teams in the Western Conference, Austin FC2. Coming in, they've been dominant throughout the last 2 months as well, been stringing together some really good performances. LA, though, not a team that's going to back down. They're young, but the record doesn't necessarily reflect a level of talent on this LA team. So much potential, so many young stars for this LAFC2 side. Austin now, though, working the ball up the right flank. They're able to get it into the midfield, not quite able to get that entry pass into the final third, so the ball goes back. On the far side now, Austin still trying to find that breakthrough, working it amongst their midfield now. Can they enter into the final third? Being disciplined defensively, something that Coach Enrique Duran identified as being a key for this LAFC2 team in this matchup. He said he knows that this Austin FC2 team is good in their possession, very good in combination play as well. They want to try to draw you out, as here's an errant pass at a dangerous spot. LA just not quite in the position to win it, though. Almost a critical turnover there, though, for Austin FC2. They've got to be really sharp in that passing around their back line. Austin just pausing. LAFC going to be really smart, as there's an errant pass. That one goes out of bounds. Really just a little bit of sloppy possession from Austin FC2. They're a team that typically really sharpen their ball movement, good in possession, good in their passing. Top 5 in the league in accurate passes, in total passes as well. Now here it's won back by Austin. And a foul committed just outside the 18. A yellow card is shown. Huge moment here for Austin FC2. Red card delivered, in fact. Are you kidding me? What a turn of events. Maxime Crepeau out of goal to have a conversation with Corbin May, the head referee, who has delivered a massive blow to LAFC. Here's exactly how this play went down. Crepeau received the ball, and that's just a dangerous pass into the middle. Just completely misplayed that one. Austin FC2 able to step in, looking to take that one directly on goal. So that's what's going to result in the card. So Thomas Musto receives the red card. LAFC2 now down a man in the 23rd minute. Austin FC2 with a free kick coming in a very dangerous position.
Tommy Musto in the 23rd minute of play.
Stunning turn of events here in the 23rd minute. Thomas Musto leaving the match. LAFC now will play majority of this one with 10. Now on that play, just a total miscue there by Maxime Crepeau, goalkeeper for LAFC2. Just unfortunate errant pass. He sent it on the ground right up the middle where an Austin FC2 player was waiting. Now Crepeau is working back from so much time off, has been dealing with that major injury in terms of a leg fracture suffered in the MLS Cup title game in 2022. So certainly going to be a little bit of rust. You got to work back into it, which is a big reason why he's playing in these second team games. But just now an unfortunate turn for LA. Baudry standing over this one. Shot, hits off the wall, bounced off a couple players there as it was sent in the mix. It is going to be a corner kick for Austin FC2. Now here, that one there's just so many players in the mix there, just around the middle of the 18. Ultimately hard to figure out who that even hit off of. But it did go out of bounds. Last touch to LA, so Austin FC 2 does get the corner kick. Austin FC 2 with the corner here. Crossing in, bouncing over the end line. Going to be called a second corner kick once again for Austin. So another chance coming for the visitors. Austin FC 2 earning back-to-back corners, their first two of the matchup here in the 25th minute after just going up a man moments ago. Players battling for positioning around the middle of the 18. Austin sends in the cross, well played, batted away. Whistle blows, ball goes out the other direction. LA gets the kick. Crapo plays a well-played diagonal ball out, hard foul as Jeremy Batsioha was looking to bring that one down. Yellow card issued on that play. Sheikh Toure going to receive the booking. Now watch as this ball comes down. Toure makes the contact with the body. It did look like he was trying to play on the ball, possibly poke it away. But yellow card is issued here from Corbin May. Quite a few here early in this matchup. LAFC 2 down a man. Toure receiving the yellow. LAFC 2 with some strong play here in the early moments. Just a tough break for the home side. Now they're coming off a tough 4-2 loss to St. Louis City SC. Coach Duran didn't mince his words when talking about that matchup. He said it was one of their worst performances of the season, and his team needs to be honest about that. He said that they allowed St. Louis to get through them in transition moments. He said his team has to be more disciplined defensively. That was a huge key for his group coming into this matchup. He said that one of the positives they could take away, though, is that his team scored 2 goals. Even on a bad day, they saw a little bit of what their potential is in terms of possession, being able to break lines, work well in combination play, and to get into dangerous areas to create goal-scoring chances. He says that possession, advancing the ball, creating chances around the 18 is something they've been practicing. They were able to execute scoring twice, but the 4 goals just not acceptable, not something he was happy with in terms of the transition defense. As a throw-in's played forward, bounces out of bounds. Austin FC 2 going to get the ball back. Austin now in possession. This portion of the match is brought to you by Flex. It's what's next. What's next is Austin FC 2 now looking to capitalize up a man here against LAFC 2 on the road. Austin 8 points behind the Colorado Rapids in the Western Conference standings. This is the point in the season where every match, every point counts in the playoff race. The team that comes out on top earns a bye in the first round of the MLS Next Pro playoffs. So getting that #1 positioning in the standings is super important in both the Western and Eastern conferences. It does earn you a bye and gives you that better positioning in the playoffs. So certainly this Austin FC 2 team going to continue to try to chase Colorado, though they have been dominant atop the standings all season long. They just beat Whitecaps 2 yesterday. Tough challenge there as Austin tried to get it forward. Ball out of bounds. They get the throw. Austin back in possession, showing that patience that is critical to this Austin FC 2 team in possession. Able to work it around their back line. Now, despite the fact that the 4-0 win came over Galaxy 2 in their last matchup, as there's an entry pass, just not quite able to be reeled in. LA now on the counter. Ball out to the right flank. Intercepted, though, by Austin. They win it right back. LA, though, doing a good job of getting numbers behind the ball, especially now down to man. That's going to be super important. As soon as they lose the ball or a turnover happens, they've got to try to get into their shape, get structured quickly, get compact, and not allow Austin to pass right through them up the middle. As a foul is committed just around the middle of the pitch, Austin FC2 earns the free kick. They have to play it short. Ball out to Noel, keeps it in play. Plays it back to Toure. Doesn't see anything. Ball goes around the back. Ball out into the left corner. Cross swung in. Headed away. Second ball lands at the feet of Toure. Toure spinning. Noel cuts middle. In a dangerous spot. Noel tries to slot one forward, but it bounces into the hands of Crapo. Valentin Noel, a player to come throughout this match, comes in with 5 goals, 3 assists on the season. However, he hasn't scored since June 2nd. He did have an assist last week, but hasn't quite been able to break through for a goal in 8 matches. But he is a player who is very crafty and dynamic on the ball. You saw him just cutting, working in tight space. They're able to cut middle, get it into a dangerous area where he could have fired a shot. Just the shot not quite coming off his foot right, but the movement was there, dynamic and crafty on the ball. Good in his movement off the ball as well. As Austin wins it right back and they continue to press. Nice touch there from Noel. Couple of good short passes from Austin. A little bit of contact, no whistle. But Noel was selected 20th overall in the 2023 MLS Super Draft. Played 4 years at the University of Pittsburgh, was named a Mac Hermann Trophy finalist during the 2020-2021 school year. That ball rolls into Crapo. Came off his line to gather that one. Noel also was the 2020 ACC Offensive Player of the Year, a 2021 ACC All-Tournament Team selection. So a player who brings in that experience of competing at a high level collegiately, a little bit older, so just has a little bit more composure, a little bit more of that leadership that he brings to this team. With the second teams, many having a lot of teenagers on the roster, they just don't have that experience playing beyond the high school or club level. It does make a difference to have players who've competed several seasons at college. It's a different experience. You live on your own. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn about leadership, discipline, the work rate that it takes to make it at the next level. So it certainly makes a difference to have players like that. Now, Noel is just coming off of a huge milestone for him. Made his first team debut in Austin FC's League's Cup match against Mazatlan back on July 21st. Became the first second-team player to enter a game with the first team. Noel on the ball swings it out to the left flank, right on cue. Nice scissors. Cross deflected out of bounds. Another corner for Austin FC2. Noel became the first second-team player to play with the first team. Head coach Brett Utley said that Noel is an awesome, genuine person, hard worker. He said that moment meant a lot to him. It meant a lot to the program in terms of the second team, because that's what it's all about, trying to help develop players in addition to be competitive and win games, but develop players to advance to compete at that first-team level. They want to see the players move up. And it was really awesome to see that milestone happen, not just for Noel, but for the second team as a whole. He said it also helps that he's a great person that his team was really excited for. Austin plays it in short on the ground. Corner kick play, overlapping run, cross sent in, headed away. Noel back on it. Ball played on the ground to the far side. Toure back with it. Slots it across. Deanda fires. Might have taken a deflection there as Crapo sprinted out to try to bat it away, or keep it in play rather, but it's going to be another corner kick here for Austin FC2. Can they capitalize now? Austin with a barrage of corners just in the last 10 minutes of this match. Now it's a matter of trying to get on the end of one. Austin going to take their time here getting that ball out to the corner. Cross sent in, near post. Second ball, one back by Austin. Cutting. Ball slotted forward. Cross sent in. Deflects out of bounds over the end line. It's going to be another corner kick coming for Austin FC2. Some nice little combination play there. CJ Fodry right in the mix. Cuts it back right, does a good job of shaking his defenders. Just lost his footing a little bit. Somehow was able to find the seam to get it through to Ramirez, who lays it back off. Once again, this Austin team so good in tight spaces in that combination play. They've just got to find the seam to get the shot off now inside the 18. Crossing it on the ground. Back out to Fodry. Cross sent into the mixer. Bouncing over the end line. Goal kick finally won for LAFC2 after a couple of consecutive corners for Austin FC2. They now have 5 in the match. Not able to capitalize, though, as this match remains scoreless in Los Angeles. Eleno going the other way. Some pressure there, though, from Austin, and LA plays a big ball forward. Trying to run it down there, but no help for Leonardo Flores. This portion of the match is brought to you by Postmates. Nice turn there from Fodry. Fodry trying to keep it in play up there on that left flank, not quite able. Fodry, a player who is back in the starting lineup after missing last game. Now, he's a player who Coach Utley said can be anywhere on the field and drop the ball in the box on a dime. He's just so great on the cross. In fact, Fodry is top 3 in MLS Next Pro in crosses sent in. However, he's been improving in other areas of his game, which is the big thing that Coach Utley has been looking for. He said he's getting better at getting into dynamic spaces or getting into dangerous spaces through making dynamic runs off the ball. He's doing a better job of receiving the ball in areas that are going to allow for numerical advantages. Fodry is also doing a better job at taking players one-on-one, having that confidence to take players on the dribble, rather than just be the player who's always on the flank sending it across. So he's continuing to level up his game, and that's something that Coach Utley said he's really excited to see as Fodry continues to rise. 4 goals and 1 assist coming into this matchup. Through 19 matches played, this will be his 20th. Austin now working it amongst their back line, not quite able to penetrate there. LAFC2 sitting pretty deep up the field. That one sent in diagonal, ball connects with no one, whistle blows as well. LA is going to get it. Now, down a man, LA may be sitting much deeper than they normally would have if they had the full 11. This is an LA team that wants to look for times to press. They want to win the ball high up the field. They want to win the ball in dangerous areas where they can go immediately to goal in those transition moments, especially against one of the stingiest defenses in MLS Next Pro in Austin. That's something this LA team was looking to do, but losing a man changes the game. Now, Austin wins it right back, and now they look to pressure. Nice diagonal ball forward. Noel lays it off to Toure, fires over the crossbar, off target. Good look there, though, for Austin FC2. It was a really pretty diagonal ball that was slotted to Noel, who just had an excellent turn, did a good job of using his body to keep the defender off that one, lays it off to Toure, who sees that opening, wants to fire with his left foot. You love to see the aggression from outside the 18. However, he leaned back a little bit too much, skied that one well over the crossbar. Now Crapo takes the kick here for LA. Header challenge there. Austin wins the 50-50 ball. Now here's a little bit of press from LA. Austin's able to break through. Now here's the problem. Once Austin breaks through that first line of pressure, if LAFC2 is not staying super connected and pressing as a group, then there's going to be major holes and openings up the field where Austin can get it up really quickly and work right through the spine of LAFC2. Austin approaching the 18. Toure working with Noel again. Noel flicks one into the box. It's a great shot! So close, but just wide. It was a beautiful build-up, though, and great execution from Austin FC2. Jake Toure and Valentin Noel with a couple of good little combination plays there. Noel, just a really excellent job chipping that ball in with the inside of his foot, lands it on his teammate's foot on a dime. Speaking of putting crosses in on a dime, just so well executed by Noel, and then brought down and volleyed straight out of the air well. Austin did well to keep that one on the ground, just unfortunately going wide, but it was a great chance. Now can Austin repeat it and put it between the pipes this time? Now here you see LA sitting in a lower block. LAFC2, a team that wants to press. They want to win the ball high up the field. They want their opponents to keep the ball deep in their defensive third. They want to press as a group, but going down a man completely changes the dynamic. When you're down a man and you press high, if your opponent breaks that first line of pressure, then suddenly there's so much space for them to get in behind, for them to exploit right up the middle of the field. So now down a man, the strategy may be changing a little bit for LAFC2. They may be looking to sit more in a middle or low block to play more compact. That's the typical strategy a team would employ when going down to 10. Because down a man, if you allow them to break through you, and if you allow a lot of space in the middle of the field, it's going to be so easy for Austin to just go right to goal. LA now is going to be looking to play much more compact. They're going to have to stay super organized, and they're going to have to be structured really well defensively and in transition moments. It's also important when you have the ball. Now here's a challenge as that ball is played up the field. Lost off his line. Collects it before it goes out of bounds. Rolls it right back out into play. Now see LAFC2 working really hard. Jeremy Badioha just sprinting to get back into position. LA having to get all of their 10 men behind the ball to try to prevent an Austin FC2 transition attack. They've done well so far to try to prevent that. Austin, though, has looked really good in that combination play in tight spaces. They've done a good job of somehow managing to find seams in and around the 18, just not quite able to create the goal-scoring chance. But that last one, the cross chipped in by Valentin Noel, looked really good. Foul committed, though, right around the middle of the pitch, so it's going to be LA ball just inside the touchline. LA will opt to play it back. Now also in possession. The strategy changes for LAFC2. When they're in possession, they don't want to play as spread out as maybe they normally would because they're down a man. If they lose the ball, then suddenly they're in a tough position in their transition defense. Austin does win it back. They look to go the other way, but LA does well to challenge. They win it right back. Foul called, though, on that 50-50 bouncing ball here. Just on the near side, it's going to be an Austin FC2 kick coming. Some of the crowd here in Los Angeles not entirely happy with the call. May having a brief conversation there with Badioha before Austin puts it back in play. Austin sends it across. Sent out. LA back in possession. Good work by LAFC. They have space here. This is an area where they've got to look to get forward quickly before Austin can get numbers behind the ball. Cheeky turn there. Well done by Badioha. Badioha lofts one over the crossbar, though. Picked his head up, saw lost towards that near post a little bit off his line and tried to pick out that back corner. Badioha, just some really great skill good turn, able to shake his defender, stay on his feet. He sees Las a little bit off his line, tries to chip him there and find that backside netting. A little bit too much on the ball sent in, but just picked his head up, tried to pick out that back corner. Great skill by Badioja, though, on the turn. Really, really crafty piece of work there to turn his defender and send him to the ground. Noel now in possession here on the near side. Tries to get that entry pass forward to Pino, unsuccessful. Ball cleared back out towards midfield. Fourth official has indicated 1 minute of stoppage time will be added on. Badioja on an island here down in this near corner, just trying to shield his defender. Both players battling, it ends up being hit, it looked like, off Badioja on that last touch. Austin FC2 earns the throw here just before half. Deep in their defensive corner. Ball goes all the way back to Las. Las, one of the strongest goalkeepers when you look up and down the stat sheet in MLS Next Pro as he redistributes there on the ground. Las competed in goalie wars during the MLS All-Star Week as a part of the Skills Challenge. Awesome to see that competition back, really fun. A lot of features have been run here in our MLS Next Pro halftime shows. You can head over to YouTube to look some of those up. Really cool to see the players' perspective of what that competition was like. And Las did really well. Didn't quite win it all. Made it to the final. Ended up coming out in second, but still a fun performance. Coach Utley said he is a top-notch person. Really proud to see him competing as a part of the All-Star Week Skills Challenge. Ball out wide. Austin does well to shift the defense. Noel switches fields. Looking for the give and go, not quite on. Laid back to Louis Jean. Austin connects a couple passes. Whistle blows, indicating the first 45 officially in the books here at Titan Stadium. Appreciate you being with us here on MLSNextPro.com. The score at halftime, Los Angeles Football Club 2-0, Austin FC 2-0. Thursday, Chicago outlasted Atlanta in a 2-1 result, and Columbus scored 4 goals to down Toronto. Here are the highlights from Friday and Saturday to get you all caught up on Match Day 20 of MLS Next Pro.
Misses. Sails it above the crossbar. You score, you win, you miss. Orlando stays alive. Final shot, got it! And Miami win the extra point. Lucas Meek seals the deal for Inter Miami 2.
Here's the starting lineup for Minnesota, a 4-3-3, and Manuel Caicedo will move into the starting lineup. And for Yaikar Perlaza, out the bow, over to Paddleford. Takes his first touch, sends it on the ground, and it's crashing into the back of the net. Mosquera goes into another gear. Enters into the box. Comes to a complete stop. Dunbar! Pondeka, pass one man. Tomas Pondeka stays on the ball, has a go, and breathes some life into this match for North Texas. Pondeka puts it on frame. Oh! Nairobi Vargas was at the doorstep, and he could not knot it in. And that is the final action here.
I'm from the first team. He's made 16 appearances. He's going to be a difference maker up there, up front. Gary back to Larraz. Vargas finds Cabral. Cabral with numbers. Cabral goes near post and gets it by Anchor. Cabral goes inside Vargas. Vargas, little slip ball. Yappy with a chance here. Yappy. And Yappy gets on the score sheet. Rodriguez. Hanya. Yappy. Yappy gets his second goal in the span of 3 minutes. He'll drop back. Here's Wright at midfield. Right, he's gonna try from long range. Gets Rodriguez off his line. What a goal! Chance here for the Whitecaps early. Looking to create, and that's gonna find its way through. Great start for the Whitecaps here.
One to note, first team forward Tega Ikolba earns the start. He scored 3 goals in 11 matches for Timbers 2. This is a totally different look from the 3-back formation they've been in for about the last 9 matches. 5 changes to the starting 11 for the week ago. Sissoko strikes and Sissoko scores! Cutting middle is Jones Riley. Great ball played forward. Timbers 2 looking to respond. It's a great piece of skill and an even better goal. Miglietti pauses and Miglietti puts it through. It's an extra point for the Tacoma Defiance. Miglietti seals the deal. Tonight's man of the match is Gio Miglietti for the Tacoma Defiance. So much exciting action has already happened here in the Match Day 20 showdowns across the weekend. Much more to come still here in the second 45. Now stay tuned for our first half highlights and stats in just a few moments. But first, it is now time for Michelle and Samara to take us through Match Day 19 in this edition of the Match Day Rewind.
Match Day 19 closed out an exciting and busy month of July for MLS Next Pro. Now we're in August, just 2 months away from MLS Next Pro playoffs. I'm Michelle Montaigne alongside Samara Perez recapping a thrilling Match Day 19.
The weekend saw a couple of Western teams getting back to their winning ways. City 2 ended its 4-game winless stretch in their match against LAFC 2. 16-year-old Caden Glover pocketed a brace, scoring the 1700th goal in league history. Midfielder John Klein also added a tally after an insane cross from Isaac Jensen, which puts him at 7 goals on the year. With the win, the St. Louis squad moves within 1 point of a playoff spot. Another team elated to get that winning feeling back is North Texas SC. The Arlington-based squad notched a 4-0 win over Timbers 2 on Saturday, snapping a 7-game winless skid. Jose Mulato powered his team by scoring a brace in just 4 minutes. Then, in the dying moments, Thomas Pondeka put the cherry on top, netting his first goal of the season. Interim head coach John Gaw was so stoked getting on the win column that he promised the guys some celebratory steak.
And you guys did exactly what you needed to do today. You repaid them, and now we're going to repay you even more by taking you to full go on.
And another team with some pretty good news, Huntsville City FC, moving above the playoff line. Thanks to the lone goal coming for the boys in blue just 4 minutes into the match, HCFC secured their 2nd straight road win and their first shutout win on the road. The connection between Jonathan Bolaños and Azad Liadi continues to strengthen with Liotti notching his 4th goal of the month. And meanwhile, goalie wars keeper Ben Martino got his first shutout of the season. Afterwards, head coach Jack Collison described what he was most pleased with.
Picking up 6 points against 2 teams in and around us, digging in. I think it's our 3rd clean sheet of the season now. So in terms of showing that side of the game, really pleased. And can we be a bit better with the ball? Yeah, of course we can. Can we take more of our chances? Definitely. But in terms of getting the job done and everyone doing their job and really digging in and fighting for the cause, I was really pleased with them tonight.
Likely also really pleased with the fact that they have won 6 of their last 9. In closing out match day 19, Red Bulls 2 played host to Orlando City B and played spoiler to the team from Florida. Red Bull 2's Wickelman Carmona and OCB's Moises Tablante, fellow Venezuelans, both delivered highlight reel worthy goals to give a 1-1 scoreline heading into the 77th minute. That's when Ibrahim Kasule took over. The 19-year-old scored the game winner, making his 10th goal in 11 matches, including 7 in the last 7.
With match day 19 in the books, that means we've got 8 weeks for that final playoff push. Until then, Michelle and I will see you again here next weekend with the high points of match day 20.
Man, I want some celebratory steaks. Love that feature by Michelle and Samaro. I got to pass that on to our senior producer, Ryan Rose. We might need some celebratory steaks for our announcers on the call. Now, we have to show you the best of Match Day 19 with the MLS Next Pro Spotlight. Let's take a look.
Well, guys, Match Day 19 saw another set of dominant performances from coast to coast. Here, we're highlighting the guys who stood out in the spotlight following this round of matches. We start with our MLS Next rising star. It is none other than Sporting Kansas City 2's Natty Clark. The stout defender was a big part of keeping the best team in the West off the scoreboard. The 18-year-old academy player won nearly half his defensive duels while also completing 80% of his passes. The performance caps up a solid month for Clark and comes just shortly after his return from the MLS Next All-Star Game. Now, standing out on the other end of the pitch, your MLS Next Pro Player of the Match Day, Papa Ndoye. The Dynamo Do's forward scored his first career hat trick to help his team earn a 5-3 comeback win over Real Monarchs. 2 of his 3 goals tied the match on 2 different occasions, while his 3rd sealed the victory. With 8 goals scored this season, Ndoye has surpassed his career high of 5 goals from his inaugural MLS Next Pro season. Also scoring goals, John Klein scoring the best goal of the match day. Now, this might be the most impressive header we've seen all season. A pinpoint perfect pass from Isaac Jensen made its way into the box. With the keeper coming off his line, Klein goes up, does a full revolution in the air to head this ball right over the hands of the keeper and into the back of the net. And this week's honorees close out just how they started, with Sporting Kansas City 2 winning the team of the match day. That's what happens when you take down the top team in the West. Not only did they keep Rapids to potent offense off the scoreboard, they put up 4 of their own goals against one of the best defenses in the league. Their 2nd Team of the Week honor this month caps off a productive July for SKC2, where they earned their 4th win of the month in conjunction with netting 16 goals. Congratulations to all of our honorees in the spotlight. Enjoy Match Day 20.
So much excitement in the books and much more to come here as MLS Next Pro Match Day 20 will continue in Los Angeles as well as across the slate coming up this week. A lot of busy week. Now let's take a look at the best that happened in the first 45. It was a thrilling first half here at Titan Stadium. This was the play that really changed the complexion of the game. There's the collision as Austin FC2 intercepted a bad pass made by Maxime Crepeau, the goalkeeper for LAFC2. The resulting contact led to a red card being delivered to Thomas Musto, and there was a chance for Austin on that resulting free kick there. But Musto was handed a red card, meaning that LAFC2 now had to play down a man for the rest of the match. This was in just about the 23rd minute. Musto was making his debut with LAFC2 as well, just adding to just how crazy this turn of events was. Just signed an MLS Next Pro contract yesterday. Now, Austin up a man really started to turn up the pressure in their attacking third. That was a great ball played across by Valentin Noel. The shot well executed out of the air, just a little bit wide. A close call, though, for Austin FC2. Now, Sheikh Toure getting greedy, firing from outside the 18. He saw the opening, picked his head up, and he took a chance. Just unfortunately leaned back a little bit too much, sent that one over the bar. LA, though, created a little bit of some rhythm there late in the half, able to get a shot off, fired from outside the 18 as well. Neither team able to break through in the first 45. Who will be able to find the back of the net here in the second 45? Appreciate you being with us here at MLSNextPro.com. I'm Kylan Mills. A beautiful evening, but a hot one across the Los Angeles area. Temperatures right around 82 degrees, sunny skies, a 7-mile-per-hour breeze here as we approach kickoff in the second half. This time around, Austin FC2, the visitors, in the light green kits on the right side of the screen, going to left, and the home side, LAFC2, on the left side of the screen, going to right. Now, this is the first time these two teams have met this season. Both coaches have said they feel like they play similar styles in terms of their play. Different outcomes for these two teams, as Austin's at the top of the table, LA is at the bottom, with a very young squad that is really starting to come together. But in terms of the style of play, the way they possess, the way they want to press, they utilize their outside backs to get forward a ton. That's something that stands out about both these teams. However, now it's a matter of who could execute their game plan a little bit better in this game of chess. Now, substitution being made here at the half. Nolan Dolenmeyer will enter the pitch for LAFC2. The 6'6" defender out of Thousand Oaks, California, playing in his 13th match of the season with LAFC2. Has signed a couple of short-term agreements with the first team this season, has been called up a couple of times due to his strong play in MLS Next Pro. There it is, the second 45 officially underway. Appreciate you being with us here at Titan Stadium. LAFC2 hosting Austin FC2. Neither team able to break through. Can one of them find the back of the net here in the second half? Fabian Vasquez retires as Dolenmeyer enters the pitch. Vasquez, just 18 years old, one of the several teenagers in the starting lineup for LA. Looking up and down, it's mostly teenagers. As a matter of fact, just a couple players who are 20 or older. 4, in fact, taking a look at that. LA with the ball there on the far side, opting to play it short. They'll lay it back to their back line. Dolenmeyer, though, a strong piece who should add a little bit of confidence to this back line. Selected in the 3rd round, 87th overall in the 2023 MLS Super Draft, as LA tries to break some lines. Austin wins it back, though, well read by the defense. Dolenmeyer went to Cal State Bernardino for 1 season, but suffered a stress fracture early in the season that unfortunately forced him to miss a majority of play. Was described as a great teammate, though, who was super great for his team according to the coaching staff. Prior to that, played at CSU Fullerton. He's 23 years old, so brings in that veteran presence, that extra experience, the level of composure to the back line for LA. Now Austin in possession. Whistle blows. It's going to be a kick coming for LA.
Substitution for LFC2 in the 47th minute. Leaving the match, number 6.
Substitution being made.
Now into the match, number 39, Matt Evans.
Matt Evans subbing onto the match here. Kick coming here deep in the defensive third for Maxime Crapo as LA looks to try to get this one upfield. Evans entering the pitch, has played quite a bit for this back line. Or in the midfield, rather. Just 17 years old, though, an LAFC Academy product. Class of 2024. 3-star recruit per Top Drawer Soccer. Hasn't made any decisions in terms of a possible future in collegiate athletics or anything like that. However, some players opting to pursue the professional route and play in MLS Next Pro. And that's the awesome thing about this league. It provides that pathway, that pipeline for players to make it from the academy onto the first team. It allows them to play at that professional level, continue to develop while playing these really competitive matches. For some players, college isn't the right fit. They want to immediately step in and compete at the second team level, which has just been awesome to see. Some of these second-team players get success on their first teams, get the short-term call-ups, players across the league getting signed to first-team contracts mid-season. Really cool to see MLS Next Pro helping develop players in that way. Now Austin on the attack. Great slotted ball forward. It's well read by the back line, though. That's Dolenmeyer stepping in to clear that one away. So Austin gets the throw there on the far side. Can they create that opening? Austin was really good in the first half in their combination play, working in tight spaces, little 1-2 touch connections in and around the 18. They created a couple of good goal-scoring chances, but not quite the great one to break through. Big header over the top, ball up for grabs in the box. Still bouncing in the mix. Header goes wide, and there's a collision around the 6. Whistle blows, and it is indicated a corner kick coming for Austin FC2. They have had a slew of corners. A great throw-in sent in by Austin. Just a lot of power on that one as it gets inside the 6. The second ball won back and just thrown back into the mix by Austin as well. They continued battling. Good job to stick with it, chasing down that second and third ball. Austin now with another corner. Cross it in towards the near post. Headed out. Austin sends it back in. The header goes wide. Joe Hafferty was right there on this post, unmarked. That's the dangerous part about that second ball that's sent in. LA has to stay disciplined in staying by their marks. Even after that first header goes back wide, you can't ball watch. You can't lose sight of your man that you're marking. You can't start to step out because you know that reload is going to be sent right back into the mixer. And right there was just a little miscue where Hafferty was wide open there on the far post, was able to connect with the header, just didn't quite execute it properly in terms of technique to get that power on goal. However, LAFC2 in a dangerous situation on the reload because they weren't quite staying with their marks and left one open there on the far post. Now LA trying to get it across midfield. Austin wins it back, though. Fodry surveying his options, switches fields. Big ball sent across. Austin now with 6 corners. LAFC2 with just 1. Austin also getting the ball into their attacking third a lot more. There's a slotted ball forward. Could this be it for Austin? Deflected out of bounds. Another corner kick coming for the visitors. Austin FC2 earning their 7th corner of the match in just the 52nd minute. They've got to capitalize on these set pieces. Jogging out to take it is CJ Fodry. Excellent on crosses, can drop it in on a dime. Top 3 in the league in crosses. Look to get it on ahead of one of your teammates. This is a critical play here for Austin. 7 corners. They've got to get on the end of one. Fodry plays it in short. Gets it back. Under pressure. Lays it off. Cross is sent in. Headed towards the edge of the 18. Austin gets it back. Shot is fired, but took a weird backspin there, and Crapo has it. Crapo redistributes, tossing that one out to Julian Gaines here on the near side. Gaines trying to break some lines, deflects out of bounds. LA throw. Austin FC, though, really creating a majority of the attack here throughout this match. Expected goals is nearly at 1. 8 shots have been fired. They've earned 7 corner kicks. They've been able to get the ball into their attacking third 84 times. Just not quite able to create that goal-scoring chance, as there's a foul committed right around the middle of the field. Gaines goes down. LA gets the kick. Now, Austin is a team that was able to break through 4 times against LA Galaxy 2 last week. They've done a better job of scoring. However, the identity of this group throughout the season has been their strong defense. This is the stingiest defense in MLS Next Pro, only giving up 13 goals through 20 matches. That's the fewest in the league by 6. No other team is really close to what this Austin FC 2 team has done defensively. Mentioned earlier in the match, they're also top 5 in the league in accurate passes, total passes, passing accuracy. So this is also a group that wants to be really smart in their decision making, really good in possession. And they want to be effective in terms of how they move the ball, be purposeful to create those spaces and create numerical advantages they can take advantage of. Numerical advantages that they could use to get up the field into dangerous positions. LA, though, wins it back. This LA team doing an excellent job of battling despite being down a man. They've still been able to win the ball back. Here they're possessing amongst their back line. Austin dropping off a little bit, but there's an errant pass that goes out of bounds. Austin earns the throw. This portion of the match is brought to you by CarMax. Car buying reimagined. Austin now plays it back. Their back line bringing it forward. Here you see LA sitting back in a middle to low block, allowing Austin to bring the ball up the field because they can't afford to allow Austin to get through. But that's exactly what happens. Flag is up, though. Micah Burton trying to run onto that one. The timing in terms of the delivery of the ball and the run not quite on, as he is called offsides. This is a good diagonal ball forward. However, it does look like Austin and Micah Burton is a couple feet offside, so the call is made appropriately. Burton, though, scoring in that game against LA Galaxy 2, a player who's come on strong late in the season. Coach Utley really complimentary in talking about him, says that he's a player who has a high level of experience, has competed with the youth national teams, is always learning a lot, has trained with the first team as well. He's a player on the rise, according to Coach Utley, and is just in that process of learning what it takes to be a professional. He said that he has a great attitude, keeps improving, brings high energy, is really great in the press, brings a defensive presence, whether he's playing at the 9, the 10, on the wing. He's been versatile in terms of playing some different positions in the attack. Also, Coach Utley said that Burton just is well-timed in his movements. He's smart about deciding when to cut inside, finding space between lines, getting between the defense and midfield, finding that pocket, that sweet spot to receive the ball. And he's also unselfish as well. It's been evident throughout this match, Burton looking for opportunities to lay off to teammates, a player who's been involved in some of the tight combination play that's happened for Austin. An exciting young player to keep an eye on. Now Austin back in possession amongst their back line. Here LA is a little bit higher up the field, but look at how compact LA is. See all of the black jerseys so close together. They want to play as compact as possible because they are down a man. They do not want Austin FC2 to be able to break through them to find those lines to get it up the field. As there's a lofted ball, LA wins the ball, able to play it back, draws the foul, and it's an LA kick coming. Austin FC2 dominating possession as expected, since they have been a man up for a majority of the match at this point. 62% of possession has gone to Austin. They've had more final third entry passes, more corners, more shots. It's just a matter of getting one in behind and putting one onto frame and into goal, as LA has a player down on the ground briefly. Looks like they are okay and going to get back up. There's the contact. Number 15, Steve Louis-Jean, with a little push there from Austin FC2, results in the foul. Luckily, everyone's up, walking okay. Play will resume. Trainer didn't have to enter the field. Players have just about 15 to 20 seconds to get back up. That's exactly what happens. And play continues. Good little one touch there from LA. Tough slide tackle. Play continues. LA now in transition. Nice switch. Bringing it down is Flores. Lays it off. Gaines. Not a lot of options. LA has to get some more movement off the ball. Too stagnant right now. No one moving as Gaines is looking for someone to connect with. There were a couple of moves there. Gaines cuts middle. He ends up switching it back out towards midfield, farther away from goal. LA, even down a man, has to be more dynamic in their movement off the ball to create space, to create pockets of space. And there's one. There's a strike from distance. Lost has it. Matt Evans picked his head up, saw the opening as he was able to get it into a good pocket of space there just in the middle of the pitch outside the 18. It was a lofty shot, though, from that distance. Didn't quite get enough on it to really challenge Loss. But right on cue, as I was talking about it, Julian Gaines had that ball, was looking for options, just didn't see anyone moving. There wasn't really anyone open. LA still has to be really dynamic in their movement off the ball. They have to be even more dynamic now that they're down a man, in fact. Now here, Austin has the ball right around the middle of the pitch. This is an area where LA is comfortable with allowing them to possess. You see LA playing very compact, so many black jerseys all in the same area of the pitch. They do not want Austin to be able to break through, break lines up the middle of the field, and to get in behind. So Austin, there's a ball in behind. Crossed it in. Still up for grabs. Both teams battling, cleared away. Noel collects, crosses it in, headed out. LA has it. LA in possession. That one off the feet of Joe Hafferty, so it's an LA throw. Good work by LA there. They did a good job to really try to handle that dangerous slotted ball forward. It was well done by Austin FC2 to play that direct ball, finding the seam between defenders. It was a well-timed run, stayed on sides. They just weren't able to quite get that final ball off to create the shot on goal and goal-scoring chance. That's been the issue here so far today for Austin FC2. Talked about the stats in terms of how strong they've looked in a number of categories, but that final ball or the shot on goal just has not been on so far for Austin. Credit to the LA defense for just scrapping and doing everything possible to send those balls away. There's good pressure from LA. Now here comes Evans. Evans did an excellent job of winning that ball. Now can LA create something? Under pressure in the middle. Oh, cheeky pass out. Gaines has it in the corner. Gaines cutting end line. Under pressure, though, two defenders there. Austin wins it. Clearance goes back to LA, though. Dolenmeyer sends it out to the left flank. Gets it right back. LA now looking to break down Austin as they've dropped into their defensive shape. It's a nice turn. Ball out to Gaines. Gaines surveying his options. Gaines cutting middle. Plays it back out wide to Jaime. Jaime sends it across. Headed out. Still at the edge of the 18. Second ball won by Austin. They send it away. LA back in possession. LA is looking really dangerous for being down a man. This team deserves so much credit for continuing to battle, playing 10v11. Somehow they're finding space. And there's a ball over the top that's well connected. And they're able to apply some pressure here in the second half to this Austin FC2 back line, the stingiest defense in MLS Next Pro. LA not quite able to find the opening there. It goes back that time. Gaines now getting forward. Tripped up, whistle blows, foul called. LA going to get the kick just at the edge of their attacking third. So good run of play here in the last couple moments from LAFC2. Good passes, good combinations. They're doing a good job of swinging dangerous balls into the box, finding opportunities to get forward. Good explosion of speed there on that last play by Julian Gaines. He gets by his defender, forces them to draw the foul with that little trip there, the contact. But Gaines with a good change of pace to force the defender to make a tough play. Now standing over the ball, it's Matt Evans and Tamir Radovitz. Radovitz, the game-winning goal scorer against the Tacoma Defiance 2 weeks ago. Players lined up at the edge of the 18. Radovitz swings it across, headed out. LA going after the second ball. Can they keep it in play? Austin wins it. LA able to stifle a possible counter. Good recovery, good defending there. Leonardo Flores involved. Throw in coming though for Austin FC 2. This portion of the match is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. Austin FC 2 back in possession. LA really with some strong play here through about the last 10 minutes, 8 minutes maybe. Austin got to try to turn it up a little bit. Here's some pressure coming high up the field. Trying to run it down is Louis Jean. LA is able to break that first line of pressure. Good work, good composure on the ball. LA with some good connections. Ball goes up to Rosales. One of the key pieces of this defensive unit. Rosales, just 17 years old, just signed a homegrown contract on June 21st. Runs through just the next couple years. Was a member of LAFC's inaugural U12 Academy team back in 2016-17. So really cool to see the Academy players once again coming up, competing with the second team, earning first team contracts. That's what it's all about. Both teams battling for it right around midfield. Austin comes up with it there just inside the touchline. Flop to send it back. Now here, LA is dropping into a middle block. They're not sitting all the way back into their defensive third, but also trying to maintain shape, block up passing lanes, and to stay compact enough that Austin can't break right through them. It's a good job by this LAFC defense. Austin, though, looking to get in line. Pino sends it back. Good layoff. Ball goes out wide. Vaudry, saved. Second ball. Vaudry fires again, and it's over. Dangerous chance created there for Austin FC 2. A couple of good passes. They did an excellent job of getting in line, but then staying patient, sending it back out. Now this is a good ball swung wide. Good vision there to Vaudry. Vaudry gets the ball right back after that little pass towards the 6, but then just leans back too far, fires that one over one time. Austin has to be a little bit more clinical in the final third. That's the thing that's missing for Austin FC 2 right now. They're doing a good job overall in possession. They've gotten shots off. They've earned a ton of corners, but they have to be more clinical in the final third. The final ball in and around the 18 hasn't quite been on. A couple of shots have skied straight over the bar. You got to at least try to keep it on frame to challenge the keeper. You never know when a second ball or rebound could bounce out and result in a goal. However, they haven't been able to hit frame despite firing 9 shots, and that's an area that this Austin team needs to look to improve here down the stretch. 9 shots, none on target for Austin FC 2. And then many times they've been able to get the ball into the 18, and Austin hasn't been able to connect on that final ball that would set up the goal-scoring chance. So it's the final pass, the shot, just have to be executed a little bit better. Austin now, though, staying patient. LA really tucking in. Good entry pass. Slotted ball across is deflected out. Second ball won back by Austin. Ball goes back to Hafferty. Hafferty trying to find an opening. Gets it right back in a pocket of space. Hafferty fires, but it's well wide. Ball out of bounds. Goal kick coming for Maxime Crépeau. Once again, some good passes for LAFC, or for Austin FC 2. Hafferty did a good job of staying patient, laying that one off, and then he just floats back into that pocket of space where there's not a defender right there by him. He quickly turns, immediately picks his head up and looks towards goal. Feels confident in firing that shot from outside the 18. He had the right amount of pace, the right height on it. It just went wide because he over-rotated his hips a little bit and sent it past that far bar. However, it was a good job by Hafferty to read the space well. He floats off into that little pocket after laying the ball off, gets it right back, and is able to turn and immediately look to goal from outside the 18. Good composure on the ball, good awareness of the space on the field. Austin back with it again. This time up here on the left flank, Fodry connects with Burton. Burton on the ball once again, stays patient. Good shape here by LA. Chipped ball out wide. Too much on that one. That one goes out of bounds for an LA throw. Whistle blows. It appears there's going to be a substitution made for Austin FC 2. Stepping onto the pitch, Bobasi Bioranga going to be entering the match. Bioranga has 1 goal on the season, no assists, playing in his 16th match for Austin FC 2 now that he's entered in this one. LA, though, working it up that far flank. Austin back in possession. Now Bioranga replaces Alonso Ramirez. Scored against LA Galaxy 2. Also had an assist in that matchup. 2 goals, 1 assist on a season. When I asked Coach Utley about Ramirez, he brought up a famous quote from former Spain manager Vincent Del Bosque. He once said of famous Barcelona national team midfielder Sergio Busquets, "You watch the game, you don't see Busquets. You watch Busquets, you see the whole game." That's what Coach Utley compared Ramirez to. As here's a tough foul and a yellow card handed out right around the middle of the pitch. Some tough contact there. LA gets the kick. LA able to win it, then trying to get forward quickly on the counter. The contact from behind from Micah Burton results in him getting the yellow, thwarting that transition opportunity for LAFC 2. Another substitution being made. Dustin Aguirre entering the match now for LA. Aguirre playing in his 15th match of the season for LA. The 18-year-old was signed in March on a 1-year loan from Nacional, a native of Uruguay. 6 foot forward, looking to make an impact, provide a little spark for LA.
Substitution for LAFC 2 in the 71st minute. Leaving the match was number 29, Samir Radovic.
This portion of the match is brought to you by Remitly, official global money transfer partner of LAFC. Now, Aguirre replaced Tamir Radovic, the game-winning goal scorer in that huge upset win for LAFC 2 weeks ago over the Tacoma Defiance. Radovic, a player who's been so important for this team, starting in his 10th match today of the season, Los Angeles, California native. Just 17 years old, another LAFC Academy product, committed to playing at UCLA in the class of 2024. Now here comes Austin. No one there, miscue on the pass, clearly. Went straight to LA. Now they go the other direction. Radovic also has been called up to the U17 youth national team, has made some waves in terms of being in the youth national team pool. LA now calmly will collect. Ball played out, and here comes some pressure from Austin, looking to put LA under. Austin trying to press as a group, try to force this LA team under, or force them to play direct where Austin can win it right back. This is a back line that's very confident with their ability to win 50-50 balls, win balls out of the air, and they've been efficient in doing that in this matchup and throughout the season. Austin now back with it after they forced LA to play that direct ball, but here's some pressure from LA. Ball back to Las. He's able to pass it back out, but good pressure from Aguirre just into the match. Supplying a little bit of that spark, a little bit of that extra energy. Subbing on in the 70th minute. Austin now back calmly in possession. LA doing a good job of clogging up passing lanes in this moment. Good structure, preventing Austin from easily getting forward. But here they find the flank. Ball out to Bioranga. Bioranga cuts middle. Tries to slot it across, cleared away by LA. Good read. Aguirre applying pressure, but he's all alone. That's going to be a tough one. One thing about the press is it can't just be one player, although Aguirre has been doing a good job of just flying at balls, almost putting Austin FC 2 under, but an efficient press has to be a group effort. Ball laid off, just a little bit too much on it. Can it be kept in play? Cross is swung in, just wide. Close chance. CJ Fodry did an excellent job of running that ball down as that pass was weighted just a little bit too hard and played a little bit too direct forward. That ball should have been more diagonal out to Fodry. He does an excellent job of running that one down, keeping it in play, executing the one-time cross in an area super dangerous, bouncing towards the near side of the 6 where there were Austin FC 2 players running on. Just no one quite able to get there first and have the angle to play that one on frame. But it was a good effort by CJ Fodry. Now Crapo is going to play the goal kick. Austin now here on the press. Forcing LA back into their own corner. LA gets the throw though. However, the press super important in this match for Austin FC 2. These two teams a little bit similar styles in terms of their play. Coach Utley said they know that this LA team is great in possession. They have to be smart about the way they want to press in order to disrupt that rhythm. Coach Utley said it has to be a group effort when pressing, and they have to be intentional about the shape that they have, what areas of the field they want to force LA into, how they press, and where they try to dispossess them, a critical part. It's all strategy when it comes to the press. Just there, Austin trying to break through, getting it into that attacking third. They have to pull it back. Fodry looking possibly for a run down the flank. It's not on. Big ball switched. One back by LA. Ball played forward. Aguirre just not quite able to get there to run it down. LA, though, still battling in this one. Austin has been able to get it forward, but still yet to have a shot on frame. 11 shots fired by Austin FC 2, none on frame. They've won 7 corner kicks, haven't been able to put one away. Noel, out in space. Noel cuts middle, crafty move. Second defender's there though, sent away by LA. Good job by LA to have that second defender ready to read that ball as Noel was able to cut by 2 defenders. LA in a good shape, has the help side there, ready to step in. It was efficient. Little push from behind, going to be an LA kick coming out. A little bit of frustration for this Austin FC 2 team. They haven't been able to create that goal-scoring chance yet, despite being up a player for a majority of this match. 77th minute, 11 shots, none on target. They've been able to get it into their attacking third. Just haven't been able quite to execute. Big kick coming here for Maxime Crapo, the first-team goalkeeper, working back from a leg fracture. This one bounces all the way back to Las, though. He immediately rolls it back out for Austin. Austin on the attack there on the far side. Austin usually also does like to utilize their fullbacks getting forward, taking advantage of those wide areas of the field. However, that's something that both these teams like to do a little bit, so some fullback on fullback action possibly happening here. Something that Coach Utley identified also happened in the LA Galaxy 2 game, because they also like to employ their outside backs in a similar formation to get forward and to get involved in the attack out on the flanks. Ball forward. Good connection there. Austin trying to break through traffic. Still running it down. LA tries to keep it in play. It goes out, and it's called a goal kick for LAFC 2. This LAFC 2 defense standing pat and standing strong here against this Austin FC 2 pressure. A great effort so far from this LA team. Now, this is an LA team that has done well overall defensively. In terms of the big picture, 30 goals against throughout the course of the season, not a bad stat line. They're right around the top 10 in MLS Next Pro in terms of goals conceded. It's a matter of now scoring goals. That's the next layer where this team needs to be a little bit more clinical in the final third. LA does as well, something that Coach Duran has talked about. They're doing a lot of the right things defensively. They've been strong in so many matches. They've got to try to score. However, this last match against St. Louis City SC, transition defense, the problem, according to Coach Duran. They've been good in transition in this one today. They have not allowed Austin FC 2 to create breakaway chances, to play a lot of direct or diagonal balls forward in counterattack situations. LA has been good at getting numbers behind the ball, getting structured quickly, doing everything possible to run back and prevent any type of transition opportunity from coming up. So certainly a major turnaround and a positive step forward for LA in this matchup compared to their last one 1 week ago. Austin now in possession. Pressing forward. Ball just to the edge of the 18. Good tackle by LA. Switched out to Fodry. Fodry gets in line. Chips it across. The header. Still in play. Cleared out by LA. Austin reloading, still in the driver's seat. Trying to get in line, couple of deflections, and it's going to be the 8th quarter kick of the match for Austin FC 2. Austin has done a great job throughout this match of getting in line, pinging in crosses that deflect off LA defenders or force them to make the play right at the end line that sends it out of bounds for the corner. They have to try to get on the end of one of these. Short corner played in. Austin with it on the far side. Ball played back in on the ground. Slotted back across. Great tackle by LA. That was all ball, completely clean. It was a good step on that corner kick play designed by Austin FC 2. Couple of short passes trying to find that run into the box open for the shot, but LA saw what was going on, stepped hard. Good work by this LAFC 2 defense. Now Gaines has some space. Gaines cutting middle. Gaines using his speed. Runs into traffic though, but the foul is called, whistle blows. LA is going to get the ball inside their attacking third. Could this be a chance for them to do something special? LAFC 2 came up with a brilliant upset win over the Tacoma Defiance just 2 weeks ago at home. Looking for something special again in this match. A couple of substitutions made here. Javen Romero onto the pitch for LAFC 2. Big kick coming here. Ball chipped over the top. Too much on it, though. A little too direct. Matt Evans trying to find the head of a teammate. Just played it a little too direct. Went straight over the end line. Substitutions were not made for LAFC2, but rather about to be made for Austin FC2, and here they come onto the pitch. Chris Pinkham making his way on for Austin FC2, the outside back, recently inserted into the starting lineup. Didn't start today, but had started for 5 matches recently. Has been playing really well, according to his coach. Also, Alfonso Ocampo Chavez stepping onto the match. 2 goals, 2 assists on the season, playing in his 15th match with the second team. Was signed back in November of 2022, claimed off of the end-of-year waivers by the Austin organization. Played for the Tacoma Defiance in 2022, had 9 goals, 4 assists. Has played internationally, overseas in Austria, played for the U.S. Youth National Team at the U14, 15, and 17 levels. Also played in the U17 World Cup, so a player who brings in international experience and has put away 2 goals, 2 assists so far in the season. Could provide that spark for Austin here in the final moments. Kripo now taking his time. If LA were to walk away with the tie, even to earn 1 point, this would be a strong performance from this LAFC2 team, considering they went down a man in just the 23rd minute, playing against one of the best teams in the Western Conference. You can see the talent of this group. They have been organized defensively in this match. Some individual moments where you've seen players be able to break through lines, take on their defenders 1v1 to get forward. And they've been fighting hard. Header won by Austin FC2. Gaines, a player to keep an eye on. He's been doing a good job of getting forward into the attack when he has opportunities, been able to use that change of pace to get by his defender, and has been able to get central as well into dangerous areas. Flag is up. Offsides called there on Austin FC2. LA going to get the kick. Kripo now taking the kick here. Something the coach Duran has said about his team throughout the season is that they've been creating but just not quite finishing the ball the way they want to. Something they've been trying to figure out. It's been a learning process. He said something is just not quite connecting on the final pass or the final ball for LA. A little bit of a similar story in this matchup in particular for Austin. Just something not quite on, not quite connecting in that 18-yard box. Coach Duran said his team starts to struggle a little bit more when they get into areas where they have less time and space. They're playing tightly. A lot of that, though, quick decision-making comes with experience. Playing quickly and making those decisions is so important to advancing to that next level, going from playing at the club level or high school level to the professional level in an MLS Next Pro type of league, advancing up to a first team. Quick decision making, so important, and being able to play in tight spaces, that is a huge part of it. Austin now try to get forward, little push, no whistle. Play on. Rosales trying to apply some pressure for LA. Austin breaks through. Ball switched out to Fodry, well read though, and sent out of bounds by LA. Pinkham's gonna play it right back in. Chris Pinkham just played his first match for this team on June 18th. And then suddenly was inserted into the starting lineup. Coach Utley said he has responded really well after really having to wait his turn, work hard in practice, and suddenly be a huge part of this lineup. Good to see him getting some late minutes in this one as well. Couple of collisions. Ball goes out of bounds. Ball goes out of bounds for an Austin throw. Couple players slow to get up there after a collision just on that far side. It is indicated a throw-in though. Pinkham heading out to take it. An older player too who provides some of that veteran experience for this Austin group. 24 years old, played 5 seasons for the University of New Hampshire from 2018 to 2022. Has a big throw as well. Keep an eye on him here on this play. Throw sent into the box. Headed out of bounds, but there certainly was some contact. Both teams jockeying for positioning inside the 6. It's going to be a kick coming for LAFC2. Pinkham was a major contributor at New Hampshire, recording 3 goals and 10 assists in 65 matches. During his career, the Wildcats won 4 America East Conference championships. Certainly contributed to a successful culture at the collegiate level, now bringing that to Austin FC 2. The teams that are really finding success throughout this MLS Next Pro season have that right combination of young talent, teenagers, players who are really rising stars coming up from their academy programs, but also having some of those veteran leaders, players who are in their early to mid-20s, have that experience at the collegiate level, or maybe played a couple seasons overseas, or played in an MLS Next Pro or USL type of league. It's important to have those players that know what it takes to compete, to grind, to have the composure. They also know what it takes in terms of physicality of playing this type of game. There's a couple of substitutions are being made for Austin. CJ Fodry going to retire for the evening. Cristo Vela stepping onto the pitch for Austin. Austin still trying to find something to break through here. Theo Torres into the match as well. Now Vela has 2 goals and 1 assist on the season. Signed an MLS Next Pro contract in February. Joined Austin on loan from Cancun FC of Mexico's Liga de Expansión MX. Big ball played forward. LA comes up with it. Gaines. Ooh, good attempt there, trying to find Gaines back as Flores. But met by a defender. Pinkham has it now. Austin sending it back to Las under a little bit of pressure. Plays it out on the ground. Good footwork. Las, such a good shot stopper. Also just becoming a better leader as the season has gone on. However, it's a turnover. LA getting into dangerous position. However, going to ground and the ball going out of bounds for LA. Austin gets it back in play. Austin playing the ball out wide to the right flank. Last couple of seconds, and then the 4th official has indicated a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time to be added on in this matchup. Whistle blows. It is going to be a kick coming rather than out of bounds throw for Austin FC 2. Can they come up with something here in the final 3 moments to get those 3 points? They're 8 points behind Colorado after Rapids 2 earned a big win over Whitecaps 2 yesterday. Trying to close that gap, super important for Austin. That top spot in the Western Conference will earn a bye in the first round of the MLS Next Pro playoffs. So certainly plenty to play for. A lot on the line in terms of pursuing that top spot in the conference. Ball sent in on the ground towards the 18. Cleared away. Austin collects. Mazzaferro. Mazzaferro plays it back inside. Running it down is Torres. Mazzaferro trying to pressure here. Austin doesn't want to allow LA out of this corner. Cheeky move there. Well done by LA, but they're still not out of pressure. It's a good look, though, from Flores. Playing that little heel ball. The back heel successful. Big ball played forward. Now it's back to Las. Las finds Pinkham. Lots of space here for Austin FC 2. LA's got to be disciplined defensively in this moment. They do not want to allow Austin to break through them. They've got to stay compact, got to stay connected. They've got to shift, block up passing lanes, and make sure if Austin does get it into or around the 18 that they are marking extremely tight. Great step there. LA wins it back. Counterattack. Little mistouch, too much on it. Austin has it back. Time running out for Austin FC 2 to break through. 12 shots to 1 for Austin. But nothing if it's been able to get by Maxime Crepeau. Foul committed there on the far side, just inside the touchline. Time running out for Austin. They played in short. Big ball sent across. Austin able to bring it down. Pinkham up into the attack. Pinkham with a cheeky move. Whistle blows, though. Going to be an offsides call, so LA gets the ball going the other way. Just a couple seconds remaining. LAFC2 really putting together a gritty performance in this match. Down a man since the 23rd minute, have not conceded a goal. They've been excellent in their defensive shape, their recovery. They've been tenacious inside and around the 18. Whenever Austin has been able to break through with a couple of combinations, they're doing everything to prevent that ball from going in the back of the net, laying their body on the line, well-timed tackles all around. You've got to commend LAFC2 for the defensive performance they've put on in this one, down a man for so long. It can be exhausting. A lot of times, down a man, you end up chasing the game, constantly running, constantly defending. LAFC2 hasn't looked particularly tired. They've been doing an excellent job. They've struggled a little bit. They had some moments early in the half, but struggled a little bit to create offense. However, down a man, it's certainly going to happen, but just the grit and the defensive performance has stood out for LA. They're not an easy team to break down. As I mentioned, giving up 30 goals, which is right around top 10 in terms of MLS Next Pro. Despite their record, they haven't been conceding goals. It's the goal scoring that's been more of the issue, but a strong defensive performance for LA. Now they get a kick coming here with just a couple seconds remaining. Wouldn't that be spectacular? And it's a good ball played forward. Little bump there, but Las has it. Las boots it right back the other direction. Time running out here. Austin bring it down. LA has it, and there's the final whistle. Regulation officially in the books, and this match remains scoreless. Neither team able to break through, despite LAFC2 going down a man in the 23rd minute. Austin FC2 fired 12 shots, not quite able to find that one that would end up in the back of the net. Now, MLS Next Pro has a unique feature when the score is tied after 90 minutes. Michelle and Samara explain how it works.
No ties in MLS Next Pro. If a match ends in a tie at the end of regulation, the game will proceed directly to a shootout with kicks from the penalty mark.
That brings us to the point system. Similar to other soccer leagues, a team will earn 3 points with a win at the end of regulation, 1 point for a tie, and 0 points for a loss in regulation. A club will earn 2 points if the game ends in a tie and they go on to win the shootout that Samara just explained following the end of regulation.
That second point on the line is a penalty shootout looms here between LAFC2 and Austin FC2. An interesting matchup between these two sides. In his debut for LAFC2, Thomas Musto receives a red card in the 23rd minute. LA goes down a man. However, they prevent Austin FC2 from breaking through. Austin fired 12 shots, did not have one on target. They also earned a slew of corner kicks, 8 total by the end of the match, but unable to break through. Credit to the LAFC2 defense, but also Austin needing to be a little bit more connected in the attacking third and around their 18. Now this one goes to penalties with that extra point on the line would be critical for both teams. LAFC2 is a team that has been progressing, has been growing throughout the season, but the results just haven't quite been there. Head coach Enrique Duran said seeing a win on the score sheet, even seeing an extra point by winning a penalty shootout just does so much for the confidence of this group. He said it's hard when you're trying to teach players how to play the right way. They're doing it, but they're not seeing the result. They're not seeing that final product. He said anytime this team can get a victory, even an extra point in PKs, it is a big boost. It reinforces the teachings that he has been doing and his coaching staff has been enforcing. For Austin FC2, they trail Colorado Rapids 2 by 8 points. Also, the Tacoma Defiance knocking on the door, not far behind in third. Every match from here on out counts. So this is a penalty shootout that both these teams are going to be desperate to win. Damian Las, one of the best goalkeepers in MLS Next Pro, stepping into net. He has made critical saves in shootouts throughout the season, comes in with just impressive stat lines up and down. has made so many saves, competed in the MLS All-Star Weekend Goalie Wars as a part of the Skills Challenge, has led MLS Next Pro in clean sheets throughout the season, is a player that this team knows can step up and make those saves when the time calls for it in these PK shootouts. Now this time around, Austin is going to get to kick first. Maxime Crepeau, the first team goalkeeper, coming back from injury, stepping in and being instrumental in that big win for LAFC 2 just 2 weeks ago. Can he step up now in a penalty shootout situation? Vela taking the first kick for Austin. Vela with the stutter step. Vela fires and it's saved! What a stop by Maxime Crepeau! The stutter step by Vela, trying to throw Crepeau off, but he stands firm, reads his body language so well, dives the right direction, makes that stop so forcefully. There was no question about it. He sent that one away. Great anticipation by Crepeau, great reading of the body language, was not thrown off by the stutter step by Vela. Just a well-executed save. LAFC 2 now has a chance for an early lead in this PK shootout. Evans with a long approach. Evan puts it away. Matt Evans gives LAFC 2 a 1-0 lead in the PK shootout. A long approach sends Damian Last the wrong direction, and then he just has to put it away. However, Evans also put a lot on it. In addition to placing that one in the corner, had good power, good pace, kept it low. A well-taken penalty by Matt Evans. Crepeau did it once. Can he do it again? Alfonso Ocampo Chavez stepping up for Austin FC 2. Ocampo Chavez fires and it's saved! A second consecutive save for Maxime Crepeau. What a start to the shootout for the LAFC 2 keeper. Once again, Crepeau does an excellent job reading the body language, going the right direction, making the well-executed dive, and making the save. An astounding start to this PK shootout for Maxime Crepeau. An excellent response after an errant pass is really what led to the red card that was received by Thomas Musto. Crepeau just completely misplayed the pass that was going out off his feet. Musto was put into a tough position where there was a player going straight onto goal in a breakaway situation. What a response by Maxime Crepeau. What a mentality. LAFC 2 takes a 2-goal lead in the penalty shootout. That one beautifully done by Leonardo Flores. Sends Last the wrong direction, just has to put that one low and away, uses the inside of his foot, doesn't put a ton on it, but after sending Last the wrong direction, that's all he needed to do. LAFC 2 now with a 2-goal lead in the PK shootout. This one becomes critical from Chris Pinkham. Pinkham, not playing in a game until June 18th, has stepped in, slid into the starting lineup in several matches. Has been so important for this Austin FC 2 team. Waited his turn, now in a really important position. They need this kick to go in from Chris Pinkham. Pinkham fires! He gets it through! Maxime Crepeau guessed the wrong direction, looking for a third straight save. However, Pinkham did an excellent job of placing that ball into the side netting, and he got enough pace on it so that Crepeau wasn't quite able to get there in time to make the stop. It was a well-executed penalty kick by Pinkham. Despite Crepeau guessing the right direction, he put enough pace and had good enough accuracy on the kick to get it by him. LAFC 2 looking to retain the 2-goal lead in the penalty shootout. Javen Romero stepping up, the 17-year-old. Made his first team debut back on May 9th in an Open Cup matchup against Monterrey. Romero fires with his left and it's saved! Damian Last sends that one clear away! What a stop for the Austin FC2 keeper, keeping his team's hopes alive. Romero with the short approach. Didn't quite send that one far enough towards the side. He did get a bit of pace on it, struck through it with his laces, but the placement not quite on, a little bit too central, and then it was well read by Loss. Sometimes that short approach can backfire. Austin now looking for their second, and it's fired beautifully. A really well taken kick there. I see the two. Beautifully taken kick. Really well done. Just struck it cleanly, put a lot of pace on it, completely got that one by Crapo. There was no stopping that. Joe Hafferty stepping up for his team, one of the veteran leaders for this Austin FC2 side, does an excellent job on that kick. Damian Loss with a save here could tie up this penalty shootout for Austin. Huge opportunity as Rosales takes the kick for LA. Rosales fires and he misses! Clear over the crossbar, and this penalty shootout is all tied up at 2 apiece. Using the inside of his foot, Rosales leaned back way too far, just skied that one over the crossbar. Just not good execution on the kick, leaning back, then using his instep. He was using his inside, trying to place it, but he leaned back and just sent that one straight over. What a turn of events. 2 saves to start out the penalty shootout for LAFC2 keeper Maxime Crapo. Now it's tied up, and he's going to need to make a save here. Valentin Noel. Noel fires, and Noel scores! A great shot by Valentin Noel, and Austin FC2 has 3 kicks made in the penalty shootout. Noel with a short approach sends Crapo the wrong direction and then executes that penalty kick beautifully, low and away into the side netting. Enough pace, placed well, well done by Valentin Noel. Now Luca Bombino has to make this kick to keep his team's hopes alive. After 5, it would go 1-1 in terms of additional shooters. However, Austin FC2 now making 3 straight kicks. LA has to respond. Bombino fires and puts it away. Sent Loss the wrong direction, then almost went central with that kick with his left foot, just placed it with his instep. Had a little change of direction in his approach. Watch Bombino in his approach. He sidesteps right before firing with his left, throws Loss off, and then just has to place it where Loss isn't. He went a little bit central with that kick with his left foot, but because he sent Loss the wrong direction, he was able to place that one in. Now the shooters go 1-1. Leo Torres stepping up. Torres fires, and it's saved! Maxime Crapo with a 3rd stop in this penalty shootout. What a moment for the LAFC2 keeper. Maxime Crapo goes the right direction, then reacts so well. That ball was flighted up in the air. He reacted, got his hand up, was able to punch that one away. Just a beautiful save by the first-team keeper coming back from injury. What a moment in this PK shootout for Maxime Crapo. LA with a chance to win it, and it goes over. The PK shootout continues. My goodness. Dustin Aguirre just with an unfortunate kick, skying that one over. Watch Aguirre hitting it with his instep, leans too far back, skies that one over the crossbar. It was the execution in the technique that wasn't on. He leaned back and picked his head up a little bit while hitting it with his instep. That's what results in that one going over the crossbar. Now it's another chance. Sheikh Toure stepping up for Austin. Can Crapo come up with another moment of magic? Toure's shot, he roofs it. Crapo couldn't stop that one. Enough pace, enough fire on it, and Austin FC2 has a chance to win it. Crapo sends, or rather, Toure sends Crapo the wrong direction. He dives to his right, and then Toure just needed to place it centrally or to the other side. Once he saw him go there, he ended up skying that one high upper cage. But did a good job to send Crapo the wrong direction. Now can Damian Las come up with the winning save? LA has to make this shot, and it goes over. Christopher Jaime unable to convert. Austin FC2 takes the second point in the penalty shootout. Are you kidding me? 3 misses for LAFC2, and that's a tough pill to swallow. Just an absolutely brilliant effort from Maxime Crapo, the keeper for LAFC2. Started out this penalty shootout making 2 saves, but the shooters unable to respond to lift LAFC2 to the extra point. That's got to be a tough, tough turn of events for this LA team that did such a good job battling in this match, playing a man down after the 23rd minute. They're able to keep Austin FC2 out of net throughout the run of play, throughout regulation. Unfortunately, just giving up the extra point in the penalty shootout after a couple of shots aren't even kept on frame. Now, tonight's man of the match is Damian Las, the goalkeeper from Austin FC2, and this is presented by Adidas. Las, one of the best keepers in MLS Next Pro throughout the season, has done an excellent job all season long. Wasn't tested too much today during the run of play, however, comes up in the penalty shootout. Did come up with a save despite LAFC2 skying a couple of shots over. Damian Las, the man of the match, presented by Adidas. Las led MLS Next Pro in clean sheets, coming in with 10, earns his 11th in this scoreless draw here today. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Kylan Mills. We really appreciate you being here with us at MLSNextPro.com. Once again, the final score 0-0 after regulation. Austin FC2 walks away with the extra point after taking the penalty shootout 4-3. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Sunday evening. Have a fantastic week.
This copyrighted broadcast of MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.